Hey, it's Jim with Cyber-Recon coming right back at you talking about Security Plus and what you need to know to get certified in this CompTIA certification. Going further into Domain 1.0, threats, attacks, vulnerabilities, talking more about 1.2, types of attacks, social engineering, part 2. Today, we're going to jump in, continuing on some of the attacks that social engineering uses, including tailgating. And in tailgating, someone physically follows you into a building or another secure place. The person tailing or tailgating is attempting to circumvent the perimeter controls. Obviously, these are mostly security related and physical to access the space they're not authorized to be in. And a lot of times it's not just sneaking up behind you and trying to walk in behind you. Sometimes they'll do things like hang out in the smoking area and make conversation and then try to go in when somebody goes back into the building, or maybe even they approach the building with their hands full of boxes, and our natural instinct is to help those people in. We need to check these, make sure people have the cards, make sure they have access to the building they're supposed to be there, because that's what the bad guy's trying to do, is play on your social instincts to help people out. So we got to try to avoid this. Challenge people when they're trying to tailgate you. Challenge people if they're not wearing the proper security information, such as badges or uniforms or things like that. Impersonation. This is when an attacker will attempt to impersonate a person they're not, playing the role of that person. The goal is that the attacker convince the user that the attacker is actually the person that they're impersonating. This will allow the attacker to access locations, data, or resources they're not authorized to be in. So they will pretend to be someone. A lot of times it's a person of authority to try to get you to do something. Again, playing on your social instincts to do the right thing. Dumpster diving. This one can be a little messy. This is when we actually, as the attacker, we go through the trash to find sensitive information that may help the attacker carry out their attacks. As the name suggests, information is often gained by entering or otherwise gaining access to trash in a dumpster or other type of receptacle. So it's actually getting in the garbage, looking for old printouts, looking for old information, looking maybe even for passwords and usernames written down on paper. This is why we shred and destroy documentation before we throw it away. And finally, shoulder surfing. In this attack, the attacker attempts to see the user screen by looking over the user's shoulder or looking at the screen from maybe across the room. This can happen up close or, like I said, across the room. The attacker is attempting to discover sensitive information, including usernames and passwords, so we got to watch out for people trying to peek at our screen. Sometimes we can use a screen protector or something that blocks the view from different angles, and just be sensitive to where you're at and who may be looking at your screen. Hit the bell to know when new information's coming out, subscribe, share with your friends. I'll drop a link below to the Cyber-Recon course on Security Plus in case you want to go deeper in depth on these social engineering tasks, and I look forward to seeing you next time.